unbearable at times. I remember we would have like 3 or 4 people with a turtle PC during a CBA game. Everyone's 200 pop, buildings everywhere is insane. Anyway, speaking of insane, this series has been insane. Guys, thank you for stopping by the live stream today. This is again a best of 21 that was played in 2014 for a lot of dollar. A lot of money. This map is Hamburger, and if you're hungry, I'm sorry we had to bring this map up. Wasn't my fault. It was the, I guess, tournament organizers or event organizers back in 2014. They're causing your hunger. Jordan is here in the gray. I think we're going to go team colors here. He was blue last time. He'll be blue again. He's playing as the Mongols, as his Viper. This map is very interesting. And, oh man, this is a lot different than what I'm used to. Normally, this wood in the middle, which is the burger, extends out to this area. I'm really surprised that there's such a small wood line. That's going to suck for players because they're going to need to share that wood line and probably tower and stuff. Other things about this map is you can fish, you can try and win water, you can transport to the outer edge, which we will probably see. This map is very difficult to play, but it's very fun to watch. I feel like that's a theme. We always put people in community games in the worst positions because it's fun for everyone else. And sometimes top players as well. If you haven't watched the T90 series playlist on YouTube, you should be excited for that because we had some awesome maps. Can't wait to get my internet sorted. We'll do T90 series again more frequently, hopefully, depending on work and all that garbage, but I can at least run events without having to worry about internet struggles, and we can get the live voting and stuff in for those events as well. So anyway, what do I expect on this map? I ask myself, because I am 2 different people. I'm T90 official and T89 official, who used to be good, but he's no longer popular. So T89 official asks, T90, what do you think is going to happen here? My prediction is, well, first of all, Mongols, they're going to bring in these deer and these boars very fast, so we will see fast up times, and then we're probably going to see towers to secure the wood line. In this case, a tower here for either player, and then a tower here, so only 2 towers could actually deny the entire thing. So probably a tower war, and we do have that tower emote, and I'm sure you guys are going to use it now. That way YouTubers can see our beautiful emotes. Oh, we might see a dock because fish is going to be the main source of food income, I'm guessing, after all the natural food is taken. And there's the dock for Jordan 23. Viper, yep, he's going out to dock as well. This is open on both sides. Normally players will wall this off with a palisade. And because of the water here, there's a huge transport potential. I guess on either side, but I feel like on this side it's easier to transport. So we could see that. T90, who do you think has the best starting area and why? Well, it's very hard to say. It depends what players want to do with their maps. Jordan's stone and gold is not as close to where the towers and potentially castles will be. So I think Jordan is favored there. But then again, if he loses water or something and he has farms up, he will be ranged by the water, though I don't think we'll see that, you know? So, Jordan also will have to send his villagers further to get to wood if he wants to send more, so in theory, he will have less wood income. I think he went out a little bit earlier than Viper, but I'm sure you guys get what I mean. Viper does have this gold and this stone rather close to the wood line, but I don't think that'll be a huge concern. I can't say any player has a huge advantage. I think it's pretty close. But Jordan has a huge advantage with the uptime. If you scroll back or... what's the word? Click back, I guess? If you click back, you'll see that Jordan lured in his deer right away. He didn't even go to his sheep. A Viper was on sheep a little bit longer. He does have more deer here, but you can tell his uptime was damaged. 16 villager up for Jordan 23. Currently... I do have the fish on the dashboard. He has 2 fishing ships. A Viper is making his 3rd, but Jordan's got to beat him there, so Jordan does seem like he has this build down pat. He is on stone. which means he's going to be going for towers. He'll get at least 2 up once he hits the feudal age. And yeah, Viper's mining camps as well. Not up at a good time, but I think he's going to chop that tree and then place the mining camp right on top. Place the mining camp on top, Viper. That's a perfect spot, Viper. Come on, man. There we go. That's what he wanted. He can collect the gold and the stone with that mining camp.
T90 woo, T90 woo, T90 woo.
Ankysaur! T90 woo indeed, man. There's a 15, maybe 16% difference with the up times to the feudal age. Viper does have an extra villager, but I don't think that'll help him here. Jordan's going for 2 towers right away. Oh, and Viper does have a weak villager here. I'm pretty sure Jordan just spotted that. Let's go to Jordan's point of view. Okay, so he's going back in. Viper's waiting to build a tower. Jordan's probably clicking these villagers. There's a villager on 13 HP. Notice how they didn't even wall the sides. I would definitely wall the sides, but these guys are so good. They're so worried about their economies. And they didn't want to remove 2 villagers for a split second to build a palisade wall, because it would be a waste of time. And it obviously helped Jordan, because he has 2 towers up and he's protected his wood for now. He's going for another lumber camp here. Viper's probably going to want to think about towering this side so he can protect his wood. But what's pretty cool is players can walk their scouts around. So Jordan will expect Viper to either transport outside for wood or place the lumber camp here, and he will scout this in a bit. I'm sure of it. And meanwhile, they're going for galleys, and this is not something we talked about. Viper's not making one. Jordan is trying to make a second, however, he was housed for a second. Get it? Like second in time and second in the amount of galleys. So this is really good for Jordan. Viper now transporting villagers, but Jordan can kill these fishing ships, and that'll force Viper onto some of this natural food underneath his TC. Jordan seems to have a lead on the aggressive front, but will Viper be able to bring it back with his economy and with the early transport? Well, we'll see. Probably going to go for a lumber camp. It'd be the best move, because he might still lose his wood. I'm just going to double check and see if Jordan scouted this. I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure this is a spec bug, where you can see the trees chopped, because he didn't actually scout that. But there you go. Tower's going up. Viper's going to need that other wood. Phoenix, how you doing tonight, man? Just looted. If you can't subscribe, loot, guys. Yeah, hey, man. That's why loots are there. If you are unable to support with a sub or donation or anything like that, loots is free. So I appreciate you taking a couple seconds out of your day to go to that page during the stream. It adds up, guys. Even if it's 20 cents every loot, if we have like 300 people here. If I had consistent loots, I would probably consider doing things a little bit more with the stream. But we'll see. It's still relatively new. People are not used to it. So what's Viper up to? He's on the outer edge. Not that efficient. He was forced to sheep and deer. He might be using this villager to lure the deer. No, he's probably going to dock again, because he's making galleys. Yeah, there we go. So he has to win water. He's going for a tower now. This is a good move just to delay Jordan a little bit. One major difference is that Jordan does not have fletching yet. In fact, he doesn't have a blacksmith. Viper got early fletching, which will help his towers, and it will help his galleys. What's a loot? If you type !loots in my Twitch chat, click the link, and then type in a message. I think you have to do it with a verified email, but you only have to verify it once. It'll show a message on the screen, which I'm sure you've been seeing, and you don't have to pay anything to do it, and it does generate a small amount of ad revenue for myself. So it's just another way to support streamers. I wonder what Jordan's up to. Oh, he's gonna go with the watchtower here. Notice how Jordan lost a villager next to the lumber camp and is now running away to this area of the wood. They need the outer edge. Jordan's there now. How can we donate? Oh crap, the transport won't unload. We're hearing the noise. Well, there's a link below the stream, and then !donate will take you to the link. You can use PayPal and credit cards as well, I think. This map is so difficult to play because you're fighting for water, you're fighting for your wood line. Then you're transporting your economy elsewhere over and over and over again, and then you have to figure out what your opponent is doing. Are they going heavy onto water? Are they gonna, I don't know, run right by like Jordan could right now and attack my land? What do I do? How do I balance my economy? Constantly have to think about these things. You don't have to sign up for loots. I think they want a verified email. That way I don't get a bot to send in a million loots, you know? But as long as your email is verified, every 15 minutes you can send one. And that goes to everybody. Jordan is pretty lucky with the relics as well. Relics will play a part in the Castle Age a bit. Jordan does have... Excuse me, that was a gross burp. He does have 3 in this corner, so you're right. A little bit of luck there. Like I said before, Jordan had the map hacks originally. When Jordan quit AOC, Viper got the thumb drive. So, pretty sure it's a fact at this point. I'm only kidding. So normally if I'm spectating this game... Oh, this is going to be a huge loss for Jordan. I was going to say, normally, if I'm spectating this game and I'm not talking about it, I constantly look at economies. Viper has a small edge here. Lucky for Jordan he didn't lose that transport, because that's expensive. Jordan has 4 extra villagers. He still has sheep underneath his TC. Viper is using his last sheep now. And Viper does not have any fishing ships left. Jordan still has 4. Actually, where did he send them? Over here. Okay. So he needs to win water before he can use them. Is this the game mode with only 1 TC? No, it's not only with 1 TC. We have done that before in the stream. They can build more town centers, but as you can see, getting to the Castle Age is not going to be very easy. If Viper continues to hold water, which I think he could do, what I said earlier on could happen, where Jordan's town center is so close to the water, he could lose that later on. He could lose access to all this area for farming. Not to mention that right now he's unable to fish. And Viper's patrolling around looking for the fish and looking for extra docks. And he may have killed Jordan's villager up here. You see this dead villager? I'm not sure whose that was. A Viper's down here attacking this tower. And this is going to be pretty huge. If Viper's able to place a tower after he takes this down, does Jordan have any stone? Jordan does have stone to build a counter tower. But is he noticing? Jordan will lose access to wood with these vills. Yeah, he has not noticed.
1890. When you go back to weird scenarios, sheep versus wolf might be an interesting one to play with the community. Thanks for the BO21 casting.
The BO casting. One could say it stinks. Common, thank you so much, man. Ooh, Viper is gonna not find the fishing ships. Thank you for the donation. I appreciate it. That's some good thoughts. I will consider it. I'm actually not too familiar with that myself, so I don't know how we'd be able to use something like that on a stream. So I always have to look into it ahead of time. Thanks for the donation, though. 3 docks for Jordan. He is focusing on water a little bit more. These villagers have run away, so maybe they'll just go to gold, or guess to farms. Viper has definitely taken the pressure off his self, and maybe going to the outer edge first helped him out. He's so confident he's even adding in a fishing ship on the right dock. 2 fishing ships out of each dock. Okay, your hamburger's in the chat.
Spring has no sub button, so I'll guess you'll do Kappa.
Alright, hey, fair enough. I like Spring, man. Spring's a good friend of mine. I would sub to Spring if I could as well. Thank you for the sub, man. Hope you're enjoying the game. I think water's going to be really important. And that's why Jordan is camping his fishing ships at the moment. Viper has more military at the bottom of our screen on the dashboard, but doesn't look like he's able to execute. Economy balance is going to be so important. I wonder if Viper or Jordan will go for a market to try and buy some food. So difficult. You're constantly producing villagers, fighting over this wood line. You're transporting villagers. It's so hectic, man. feel like they'll be stuck in Feudal for a while. Now, one thing I noticed is Jordan has a surprise for Viper, and that will be archers, and he's probably going to send them this way because he saw that blacksmith earlier. Viper sending in a lot of galleys. It looks like Jordan has the numbers to defend this. I think Viper will probably go back. Even if Viper had a number or two on Jordan, he'd micro a little bit, and then he realized, okay, Jordan can produce his from his docks. They're closer than mine are, so I'm not going to be able to do much. So what do you guys think of the T90 champ emote, by the way? I didn't ask about that one. I just added it. And I don't know if you saw the video that brought that emote, but pretty cool video by Dave. Here's the micro. Flashback to the Islands game. I don't get people who don't like to watch this. It's difficult to play, which makes it more fun to watch. It's so hard to do this. Viper does not have the numbers. He does not have the positioning. Still, he's going to try and micro. Like, say what you want about how one-sided the water game is in AOC, but it is amazing from a playing perspective. The micro is so cool. Jordan is clicked up to the castle age. Of course, they're focusing on other things at the same time. The archers are, yep, on their way. So we'll follow those. I have not seen a galley go down yet. T90 champ is an instant classic. Okay, glad you like it. I'm gonna make a prediction, and it's gonna be War Galley, Bodkin Arrow, and then Crossbow. Maybe a castle in the middle later on. Viper's just now clicking up to the castle age, and there is a significant difference here. I can't help but feel that Jordan winning the early fights, forcing Viper to go for an additional lumber camp, and then pretty much that being a waste later on. Also keeping his fishing ships alive. I think these things added up for Jordan. And Viper's going to have to mass galleys and stay at home until he gets upgrades. Now I see scale barding. There's a stable for Jordan, so maybe not going to make many archers, or maybe he will go crossbow and knights. But the archers are over here, so Jordan focusing on his navy, but also focusing on Viper's woodline, and this is going from not the best to worst, or just, yeah. For Viper, I mean, he's lost 2 villagers. He has to wall out some of his villagers. No, not the vills. Okay, this makes sense. Sending over his water control. Still going to be annoying. If Jordan can keep these 2 archers here, he can micro them all he wants and ruin this lumber camp as well for Viper. Viper doesn't have any military here. He can't fight with a scout either. It's on 5 HP. So he lost this, which was already inefficient, by the way. He's losing this, and he's forced to make another lumber camp, and he lost some vills there. But Jordan seems to be well ahead, and I can't tell where his navy is. Seems like I found it. Jordan's getting the upgrades I expected. And I wonder if he feels far ahead enough where he'll go for a TC on the outer edge. No, university first. Oh, and a TC as well. Wow. Is he going for another town center with these villagers? Yeah, another town center. Jordan 23 has a huge lead here. Viper needs the water to save him because he will lose all of his space for town centers and such. Unless he has water control. He's going for a castle, so maybe he can camp here. But he's losing docks. Jordan will have the lead in economy. Imagine if archers didn't have any counters on land. It would be a fun show of micro too. Yeah, I understand that. I've watched a lot of islands. A couple of my friends like to play islands, so I've watched a lot of islands. And I don't care to play it myself because I just am not as good as land maps, but like I said, I understand the arguments. Like, water balance is necessary, but if you watch the expansion water games, it's just so boring. And playing it as well is very boring. You gotta go fire ships. And the expansion water game leans more towards eco builds than aggressive builds, because you just defend with the fire ships and send out a demo if they send in a couple extra fires. And then you go maybe galleys later on. Oh wow, look at this transport of the night from Jordan. That's incredible. Just to think of all this at the same time. It's gonna keep the knight alive, so Viper's gonna have to idle all these vills. That's insane. Just the small things, guys. Sending over the archers as well now. Remember, this transport almost went down earlier. Viper's forced just to run away from that, and he's gonna maybe send his navy in. I think take a risk in doing so. Jordan has 8 more villagers, more TCs. Viper does not have a second town center up yet. He's gonna try and transport again. Give credit to Viper though, he's hanging in. He's doing a good job despite the circumstances. It does seem like he's been behind the last 2 games. I have not seen Jordan play much lately. Is he doing a comeback? Nope, he's retired, but we're casting this series because of how incredible it is. Jordan gonna send his navy back now. He's done enough. He got the crossbow upgrade. He's just gonna camp on both these golds and whatever stone is left. Viper needs to get his economy in the right position to take some fights. He's doing a good job over here. He took out a dock, I believe. But Jordan has TCs running in both corners. He also has ballistics. I don't know if Viper has that yet. Viper does not have that because he did not go to university. But Mangadai running around for Viper? Wow, this is interesting. He's going for that next TC right next to where that Mangadai is running. I don't know if Castle Age Mangadai... Oh, they're already here! Well, I take that back. I think Castle Age Mangadai will catch Jordan by surprise. The 5 HP scout helping out as well. Jordan just now realizing this because he wants to win this fight. He will win that fight. So Viper's going to go back. But this is forcing Jordan away from the precious wood he needs, and he's going to be forced into this little corner, and he'll probably need to make some crossbows or something. Okay, the scout's gone down, but he did a good job. And more Mangadai are on the way for Viper. Redwood Burrito, I'm not saying HC Water isn't better from a balance perspective, but from a gameplay perspective, it's a lot more boring. It's slow, you don't really micro much because it's fire heavy, and yeah, it's just not as fun. But that's just my opinion. Dave agrees with my opinion, as do other players as well that are around my level or higher, but I agree that balance is good. I just don't think it's as fun. Balance is a very difficult thing to do, though, so I try and cut people some slack when it comes to balance. Any performance issues, that's a different story. Anyway, I'm noticing a couple things. Viper's only 8 fills behind. He has a large navy, as does Jordan. Pretty cool map. We've seen archers, knights, camels, Mangadai, towers, water battles. The economy is spread out all over the map. I was wondering when this monastery was going to come up. Jordan's going to go get those relics that somebody mentioned in the chat earlier. And Jordan is going to click up to the Imperial Age as well, which is pretty insane. Huge difference. Viper needs to win some Castle Age fights. He's just now getting ballistics. P90's opinion on water changed like 3 times throughout his casting career. Hey, opinions are opinions. They're not facts, right? I don't know if it changed 3 times. I think it might have been me sugarcoating my opinion. That way people would not get upset, but who knows. I honestly don't remember. Alright, this is the big fight the Viper needs. If he kills Jordan's navy before Jordan can upgrade it, he can buy himself some time. Camels are great against Mangadai, but ships are great against camels. Even though technically the camel is a ship in AOC. T90 is looking from 2 perspectives, as a player and as a caster. That's a very good point. See, what bothers people from a not necessarily casting perspective, but a viewer perspective is this now. Because it's a patrol war. They patrol and then they produce, which isn't as fun because there's no other army composition involved. But in the feudal age, it's so much more fun and it's so much more interesting to watch the feudal galley wars, in my opinion. Because the micro is so important there. If this was HD, we just would have saw some fire ships and it's not really built to push out and be aggressive. You just defend with your fires, and if you run forward, you normally die. So that would play into these guys' hands. But speaking of playing into hand, I think Viper is playing into Jordan's hand. Jordan is fighting next to his own docks, and he can add extra war galleys. And Jordan's economy, though he's on the same amount of villagers, he's in the Imperial age, so it's going to be much stronger for him. Is it just Viper and Jordan today? Well, I am going to host a stream within the next hour or two, and I'll be playing Age of Empires there with her, and we'll be doing some fun stuff. She's not an experienced Age of Empires player, but she's doing a 24-hour stream, so I guess on my channel, yeah, we're not going to do any community games or anything, but let's see, what time is it now? Yeah, probably within the next hour and a half, 2 hours when I end, there will be more stuff going on there. There's Galleon for Jordan. He doesn't have Bracer on the way yet. And Viper's going to get a castle up, which is really huge. That'll buy himself some time. Castle's on the water's edge in 2 areas now. It's so difficult to figure out what you want to do, because still the villager high is not great for both players for Imperial Age battles. You're not going to see Elite Manga die on 87 villagers when you're producing galleons. But you might see Trebs and... oh, Jordan's just called... or, sorry, Viper's just called the GG. Okay. Well, Viper is still in the castle age. The colors switched. I know that's confusing. But Viper thought he was too far behind. He called the GG. I think Jordan was still going to win that game. Like I said earlier, sugarcoating. I was sugarcoating a little bit. But great game and a really cool map to see. I don't see this map a lot between top players. And Jordan was ahead with the uptime. He was ahead with the towers. He kept his fishing ships alive longer, and all of those things contribute to economy in the long run. And he had control of those areas. Not to mention there were some pretty brilliant moves. Sending in the archers, Viper was just defending. He didn't have any aggression on the table, and then also the transport. Okay, I think my stream's going to drop. So we're just going to hang out here. Alright, stream didn't drop. Kettle Punch says, I think I am understanding the meta. It takes a lot of time, my friend. A lot of time. So don't stress about it. Yeah, there's definitely a mini rip there. Doesn't count. Yeah, it doesn't count. Anyway, here's the units killed, units lost, economy stats as well. Jordan got to the outer edge first, so his economy was rolling a little bit faster. But I really think the 3 points I said, keeping the fishing ships alive, the faster uptime, the faster tower war for Jordan 23. Viper had to run away, add new lumber camps, make a transport earlier. All those things hurt his economy, so it was much better for Jordan when it added up. Okay, here we are, folks.